Hello there, today I have LEGO Transformers Animated Mini Strika. And yeah, you already noticed these weapons back here. These are guns. These are the guns we're supposed to plug onto the side of Strika. This side of the vehicles. Or the tank. Tank does count as a vehicle though, but yeah, here she is in tank mode. And yeah, it's a little bit wide. It's very wide. The cannon isn't exactly where it's supposed to be. The proportions are off in this vehicle mode. I don't really like that, but I honestly couldn't figure out a better transformation and to get it in scale and all that. So this is the best I could do. Still think it isn't that bad, but it just the proportions. It just doesn't remind you of animated Strika, but it is animated Strika if you look at it. Because the proportions are wrong. So yeah. The turret can rotate the full 360, and the turrets can move up and down simultaneously, but these stud pieces will get in the way. They'll run into this maroon piece. So yeah, and also here's the underside. So yeah, it's a pretty good tank. It's mostly filled out. Basically, these weapons, I'm just gonna put them up here. Just gonna tap them onto the shoulders. I already spoiled the transformation, but we can just ignore that. Yeah. Strika does have these turrets down here, but I don't think they jet out that far. But yeah, Strika does have those turrets, although I don't like them. And yeah, there's this piece right here, the light, or the transparent red piece. I think there's like a cockpit section down here, because it shows like what would look like a transparent red section down here. So I decided to replicate that. I don't know if that's actually the case, but it's here. Yeah, that's all I have to say about this mode too. So size comparisons. This tank mode is 7 studs long, 8 studs wide, and about 6 studs tall. My other animated builds, and this stuff. Alright, transformation is a little bit finicky. That's when this figure starts falling apart. So first thing you're gonna do is swivel this entire section, or swivel the entire turret around. Then just put that up on a ball joint, kind of angled like that. Then what you're gonna do is take these back wheels and fold them back, or swivel them back, more like a swivel. So it does that. Yeah, it's gonna fall off. And then these sections, just swivel them out to get them out of the way, like so. So the figure stops falling apart. You can handle it more careful. And yeah, this piece swivels all the way around. Focus. So it swivels around, and that piece just folds in like that. Something right here, except you're gonna shift this piece down before you swivel, like here, and then you collapse that piece like so. And I bet you can tell that's the legs. So next you're gonna open the legs up and then straighten out the legs. And this will open the outer side of the legs, and then you continue folding it the other direction. Wait, do you? Yeah. It will not actually do that. You just swivel it like this. And then you collapse the legs, and on this pin joint you swivel it around so that it's facing towards this piece. You swivel that around, and then they have to be kind of swiveled out on the pin joint, so that's when you just collapse it like that. Ooh, I think the piece was already all pushed in, so I don't know how it transformed when it was already pushed in, but yeah, that happened. Swivel that piece up like that. Just adjusting the camera angle, and then push this entire turret section down. Swivel all the way. Wait, hold on. Make sure you get this piece all the way up, actually. Just for clearance. Swivel all the way around. And that does greater chest. You can see that. And then this will swivel back. Swivel on the bar. And then down. Swivel the head around. Doesn't have to come off. It just came off. And then you push it back up. And that becomes Strika's head. And then this piece will just swivel around on the ball joint. Doesn't really tab in, but that's Strika's back done. And then swivel this piece out a little bit on, swivel the wheel out a little bit on the bar joint. And then swivel the arm out on the ball joint a little bit. It'll just be easier if I do it like this. Swivel the arm out a little bit. And swivel this section of the arm down. And then swiveling this joint right here gives you enough clearance to put this wheel. So yeah, you push it back down onto the shoulder like so, and it gives you enough clearance to actually like move the arm without the wheel being in the way. And then swivel this piece all the way up to get some clearance. Swivel that entire piece around. Then swivel this entire section around, and then appropriate the wheel to the side of her arm, and there you go. And it's the exact same thing on the other side. And that is Strika in her robot mode. I think I got all of like the major defining details right on this figure. I got all the wheels where they're supposed to be, and if not, at least in the area where they're supposed to be. And yeah, I got the gold crest on the back of her head, which is nice. It's kind of a defining detail about her headpiece. And yeah, there's not a lot of kibble either, except for if you want to count these, but it doesn't really get in the way. Kind of adds to the bulk of Strika. You know, she's supposed to have this cannon on her back. So yeah, it's a pretty clean figure. Of course, the robot mode is the better mode because I do prioritize robot mode. So articulation, the head can look left and right, and a swivel on this piece back here, but I'm not gonna do that. Go back in place. Yeah, yeah, that's that. The shoulders are on a universal joint. They will swivel all the way around and they will go out, but you have to like fiddle with like the wheel piece up here, and it's just annoying to make it look good. So yeah, and for transformation, the bicep has to swivel all the way around if you get it out enough. Like I said, I'm not going to do that. And yeah, elbow bend, back a little bit, forward 90 degrees. And then move the legs, the arms out of the way. You can get a waist swivel due to transformation, but it does get in the way of the turret on her back, so it's not really worth using. And then you have the universal hip joint. You can go in and out pretty far. There's a lot of range. And then the knee joint is the transformation joint, and it's a little bit high, so it doesn't look that good, but it works. And also due to the transformation joint, not that you use it in transformation, I don't think, there is a leg swivel, a shin swivel, I don't know exactly what to call it. And this figure actually does have ankle pivot technically, so yeah, that's good. And it does go in and out, so yeah, this figure is pretty posable, but it's one of my more fragile figures, so I don't really like to mess with it that much. So yeah, now the comparisons. These things, Strika is 9.5 studs tall. Here's Strika with my other animated builds, and I will see you guys next time, maybe with Rodimus Minor. He's technically Hot Rod, but they couldn't call him Hot Rod or Rodimus Prime, so they called him Rodimus Minor. It's Hot Rod.